Good morning, everybody. It's me, San Martin, and Eric Knight of the Prescott Times. How you doing, my friend?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing amazing. It looks like it's a little bit of a cloud cover, though, so we know what that means.
I kept getting notifications about rain, but I haven't seen any. How about you?
I haven't been outside yet, so I can't tell you. It
All right,
looks cloudy, though.
Perfect.
Really, really cloudy.
It's perfect roll into the day. Guess what day it is?
What day is it, my friend?
National Umbrella Day.
Oh, there we go. Perfect timing for the National Umbrella Day.
Maybe it's a sign, right?
Yeah, I need to find out who makes these days up and how do you get on the docket of being able to go ahead and name the day where we could go ahead and put it on the Prescott Times every morning, man. That seems like a very big task, and whoever has that task is really honestly, I don't know. I don't even know where they get this ideas. Like you just wake up one day and you're just like, you know what day it's gonna be.
I think it happens like that. Somebody through the years, somebody's like, "Oh, we're gonna have it this day." But the funny thing is there is never a day without a day.
There's never a day without a day. That actually makes a lot of sense too. I was actually thinking to myself, a lot of cool things have been happening and a lot of things will be happening here shortly. And I feel like the springtime, summertime is actually creating new vibes. And as you guys saw on the actual headline, we want to talk about food, Eric. This is one of my favorite pastimes. It's one of my favorite things to test out, some foods that are out there. But one of the biggest kickers that are happening right now is that we're trying to go ahead and eat healthy. We got a 30-day, I don't know if it's a challenge or maybe it's a rest of my life challenge.
I think eating healthy is a rest of your life challenge.
Exactly. And you know what? It is very challenging, especially with all the stuff that has been brought to our table as far as food, as far as anything that we consume,
Well, did you see all the comments yesterday? They went on all night long, all day long, all of the pizza shops that we had.
and don't get me wrong, pizza is an amazing meal, but it can actually be a healthy meal as well. But I want to talk about something. One of our columns, which is a blogger by the name of Maria Colby, she's a Prescott Foodies. If you guys don't know the group, go to the Prescott Foodies, and then you can go ahead and find out a lot more about what's happening along the whole restaurant scenario. But she ended up writing a column up, and it was talking about a food truck. And we all know how San Martin loves food trucks. Food trucks are kind of like the hot commodity that started probably about 2 years ago when Governor Ducey decided to go ahead and uplift the restrictions for those food trucks so they can go ahead.
We have a lot of food trucks in Prescott, in the Prescott area.
Yes, we do, but there's only a couple that only hit the charts, my friend. But this one right here is a very big new one, and we want to go ahead and talk about it. So let me go ahead and tell you what she wrote about Big Nick's food truck. And guys, it's a little bit of a drive, but I guess it's going to probably be worth it since we ended up having it written about. So Big Nick's food truck is out in Paulden, Arizona. It's a hop, skip, and a jump from Prescott, located at the Ace Hardware parking lot in Paulden, about 25 miles away from Prescott. Big Nick's food truck sets up on Fridays and Saturdays with some good home cooked. The food Nick makes is from scratch, like homemade chili, biscuits and gravy, buffalo wings, barbecue pulled pork, home fried gravy fries, and chili fries are the best. So if you guys want to go check them out, they're going to be open from Fridays and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you can't miss it. It's an actual big trailer truck that you guys can go ahead and see at Ace Hardware right there on the 89. Is that the right road? 69 or 89? It's 89.
It's the 89 on the way out of town. Yep.
And there's more to be talked about. She actually goes into a little bit more of what inspires Nick's food. And if you want to go check that out, go to theprescotttimes.com. So that actually is a very cool thing. And I mean, I don't know if you guys heard, one of the coolest other ones in Prescott was the Hungry Badger. A Hungry Badger had to step away because he ended up breaking his foot from what he has stated. And that kind of sucks because, his food is definitely on top, and somebody who picked up his position over there at the Founding Fathers, which is Stacks. Yeah, yep. Stacks ended up putting it in.
But he's actually my neighbor. He's got some good food.
Yeah, and yesterday, they Hungry Badger is going to be coming back to his residency over there at the Founding Fathers, and he put up his new menu for maybe the week because it changes. Oh, excuse me, it changes all the time. So basically,
they changed my opinion on what is it? Food truck prime rib. I was like, food truck prime rib. Come on.
Yeah, no, you don't underestimate. Don't underestimate these food trucks.
All right, so Terry's actually saying that they have got a group of 10 in from Missouri, it looks like. Do they have any suggestions for eating for a group that big here?
Oh, of course. There's a lot of places, depending on exactly what you guys are wanting or needing. The biggest thing right now, as far as having a dine-in scenario. Give me 1 second. So basically, I just wanted to go see myself on here so I can see actually the suggestions. Okay, so it depends on exactly what you're looking for, and it depends on exactly what you're looking for, Terry. So if you were into the healthy foods, you could go ahead and set up a group setting over at I would say bigger, but it's kind of small for 10. And the other one will be
Roses is pretty good setup for big groups. They've got a big table there underneath that sign for not the sign, but the old map. The old map of Prescott. There's a massive table there, and so anytime we have big groups in town, we end up going to Roses, and then everybody shares pizzas and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Back to pizzas. There we go.
Farmer Provision is another good spot that could go ahead and accommodate for the 10. Also, Los Pinos. Los Pinos has an ability to go ahead and create some of the craziest Mexican meals. It's a little bit finer as far as the fine Mexican food, but you got to understand that grandpa, or dad, pops, whatever you want to call him, he actually goes and handpicks this meat, man. And I tell you what, it's really honestly a good treat to go ahead and be up on there. Good morning, Maria. Maria, we were just talking about you. I don't know if you heard it, but we were talking about you and your vlog or your blog. Thank you for submitting that, and thank you for allowing me to go ahead and put that on the Prescott website. So thank you so very much. Oh, we got a hit. Rosa's a good call. Los Pinos. I don't know if she's saying like I don't know, or like good.
they all have big dining rooms, and so they can certainly accommodate it, and it's a good atmosphere for a lot of people.
Yes, it is, and just like everybody out there, they are all getting ready to go ahead and utilize these places for guess what's happening? Guess what's happening? Right?
Spring.
No, this is the month of love. This is called Valentine's. So if you guys,
make sure you make your recommendation. Make sure you make your reservations, because I think restaurants are still at 50% capacity, and I would be willing to bet that you don't get in if you don't have a reservation this weekend.
Yeah, and if you guys want those hot spots that are actually really big and good, then you should go there. Oh, I got a little spot for you, and I know for a fact they can fit you. The Triple Creek. We actually had the opportunity to go eat at Triple Creek. Actually saw Barry before we even left there, and had a great conversation with him about how some of the things that are happening. They're still opening.
Tell people what it is, because most people don't know their other restaurant or where it's at. That Triple Creek's a new word for a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. So they just built that huge hotel right there at the end of Sheldon Street and Montezuma, and inside of the place is literally the restaurant. So you walk right into the front door, walk straight through, and you walk right into the Triple Creek restaurant. And it's very spacious. It has a roundabout bar. It has a lot of seating for to accommodate probably a good amount of people. And I guess they are launching the outside bar and the actual patio this week, if I'm not mistaken. And then they opened up the heated pool. So I don't know if we're allowed to go and utilize that, but just FYI, guys, this thing is actually opening up and making a big scene, making a statement. That's what they're doing. I love the drinks there. It was actually really good. I ended up having a tea. It was a ribeye ribeye steak sandwich or something.
Oh, wow.
Barbecue ribeye steak sandwich or something like
So
that.
the food is completely different than his other restaurant.
Yeah, it's definitely completely different. It's a different aspect.
El Gato. El Gato is like tapas almost, like small portions, and it sounds like it's a completely different concept over here.
Yeah, but it still tastes amazing. I think the best part about that meal was the bread. The bread was really soft, and I think that's one of part of my things that I had to take out of my diet as far as like having that type of bread.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, it's awful, but they do have gluten-free options and also dairy-free. So just FYI, if you guys need or have allergies or whatever, that place is actually accommodating for it. They accommodated, and there is time for improvement because they just started, and so be patient with them and make sure you guys let them know that it's coming, and maybe they could go ahead and hook you up with a meal, an idea of what you guys are all wanting, so they could actually prepare it before you even show up. So Terry.
Yeah, it sounds like we got some good suggestions there. So, have you tried the new concept from Skylar?
Are we talking about the tequila bar?
Tequila and taco bar. Yeah, I heard some good things about it last weekend.
I have not, but I definitely know that it's going to be on a need to do basis. So there's some opportunity there. There's actually county seat as well. I had a chance to go in there and drink some coffee and acknowledge that there was a lot of seating up there, but I don't know if they're open past for dinner. So something that you might want to check in as well. So there's some good places for some food.
We've lost a couple restaurants like Prescott Station and the Iron Springs Cafe, but it sounds like we're gaining some like really classy, like high-end stuff.
We are, and I think that they're catering to the healthier food, the more I guess fresher food, so kind of like the farm to fork.
Like farm provisions, yeah, like farm provisions type thing, yeah.
Yep, the concept is a very big, a new thing that's happening around a lot of little small cities. So if you guys have the opportunity to go ahead and eat at these places, go do it. And once again, you're going to pay for the actual freshness of the food. So be aware that a little bit more costly than most. So it is what it is, but we do have that spot where we could tell you exactly where to go. But it's up to you guys on what kind of food you want. I mean, it just the taste, Rosas is like a universal. Everybody likes Italian food, and I feel like they have the ability to go ahead and create some of the, the freshest ingredients, have the freshest ingredients for their food. So with that being said, there's some good spots out there.
And the funny thing is every time I go to Rosa's, I'm like, I'm going to try something else. But then I get there and I'm like, that pizza looks really good, and I always get the pizza.
He's like, I give up. Every time I go,
it's like going to Jerome. Have you been up to Jerome? Every time I go to Jerome, I'm like, oh, that looks like a really good food place. But then I always go to Haunted Hamburger.
Yeah, I've done that before a few times. I've actually had an opportunity to go to a couple of the wineries up there, and those things are pretty awesome. I like going to those spots. So, I mean, like I said, there's options. It's just a matter of getting everybody on the same page. And when you go out with 10 people, man, it's just like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I go out with Ceci, it's just like, what do you want to eat? And it just keeps on going and twirling, like uploading. And so by the time we get done to it, we just go back to our feel good, comfort zone. So Thai food and some of the Mexican food, obviously that's out there. And what else is our go-to? Biga is actually a really good go-to.
Biga's really good, but it's so small in there, right? But it's great.
It is, but they do catering, so maybe you guys could go ahead and set up a nice little table at your house and have that food delivered or catered. I know Goods from the Garden has that ability as well. They'll have a full-on container, and they will put all the things that are all the fixings, because she's used to this. She's ready for that. So Goods from the Garden can do such a thing. So if you guys have a problem with going out to the public, this is another alternative for you guys. So
in San Martin, I think a lot of the food trucks also do catering. So like I think Stacked and things like that, and they will do special events and catering.
Yes, exactly. And so if you guys are in need of those things, that's something that you guys can look into. I mean, really, honestly, it's going to be a huge deal. It's going to be a huge deal. So, one of the things that we have also been talking about is new businesses that are opening up. The one that I'm actually looking forward to is the Hawaiian food truck. A couple people were asking about it on some of the groups, and I'm anticipating it. I got a message from the food truck, and I will disclose that name later. But the food truck said that he will be open, or she will be open. I don't know who it is actually. It was just their business page, but they said that they will be open in the springtime. So maybe the Hawaiian blood is like, no, no, no winter for me. I go hibernation. They got hibernate. So those things right there alone can make you really, really hungry. So I can't wait for the summer and springtime to come out. Today I'm going to have to probably just suffer through this cloud cover today because, man, I'm like, it's a good day for a nap, you know?
It's going to rain and we've got snow this weekend. And so, no, I think we got lots of food to discuss. But I wanted to check in with you real quick. I saw some interesting news articles go out on the Prescott Times you might want to cover real quick.
No, man, you know what you could do is go to the PrescottTimes.com and figure out all those little news releases that I put out there. But just kidding. See how I am, Eric?
We got to talk about the tagger because everybody's up in arms about the tagger.
Yeah, and you know one of the things is we ended up having a okay. So I got a history of this tagger. And I guess I'm going to expose it right now, and it's my fault. Okay, so I'll go ahead and expose this guy.
Is there a disclosure that needs posted here ahead of time?
Yeah, this full disclosure, everybody. I tried to go ahead and work as if it was a hometown feeling. This was 5 years ago, 6 years, maybe five years ago, maybe probably a little bit more, whatever, 4 to 5 years. And you know, let me go ahead and first say this, guys. I know we all do stupid things in life. And I am actually one of those persons that have done stupid things in life. And I've actually been stricken by it, you know, either by mom, dad, aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa, police officers, judges. You know, I have done some stupid things, but at the same time, there's also room for improvement. And so I have a little bit of a heart for all those people that do stupid things. Like I actually think and I know that they can be reformed. So with that being said, let me go ahead and move back towards 5 or 6 years ago. So here I was at my shop over on Gurley Street, and I started noticing tags, and it actually happens to be the same guy. So 5, 6 years ago, this kid was running around town already, tagging up the whole neighborhood and tagging up everything. And so because I had such a huge social marketing network, I just put it out there. I said, does anybody know who this is? And within an hour, I had his name. I had his place of wherever he was from. And it was obviously given to me by people that actually, I mean, it is what it is. I can find out information faster than most people. But I ended up finding out who his mom was.
Did you say mom?
Yes. I ended up finding out who his mom was. I called his mom and I said, hey, listen, I'm not going to put him out on blast. I'm not going to give his name to the police officers, but I'm going to give it to you because I feel like you can go ahead and reform him, tell him to stop, and give him an opportunity to go ahead and be a better person. So obviously, fast forward 5 years, and he finally gets caught. And so it's bittersweet because I try to give him an opportunity back in the days to go ahead and reform himself, but he obviously did not listen, and he was actually in trouble with Tempe Police Department for doing the same thing that caused several thousands of dollars of damage out there. And if I'm not mistaken, this kid is going to probably end up having a lot of restitution if they find him guilty for all the other ones. And they have evidence, man, of all the tagging that he's ever done, that gang task force, and also the graffiti removal force. It has to be paid, and guess who gets to pay that? As of right now, the tax dollars are paying for that graffiti to be removed, but somebody is going to have to repay those tax dollars because they committed a crime. That's actually a crime.
So the question is so was it the same tag? There was a building downtown, an old building with marble that they just cleaned up downtown. Is it the same guy or is that something different?
You know, I didn't notice if it was that wording. I can't remember. I have some what do you call it? I have some what do you call it on there? I got the picture of it. I go look back and check and
Yeah.
see if it was. If it was, then it could have been him. But then again, who knows,
I
man?
never, I, and maybe you can explain. I never understood tagging, especially putting your name on stuff. I mean, at some point, somebody's going to figure it out. So it sounds like that the police department's figured it out.
Yeah, yeah, they totally figured it out. So I feel like he's going to have a lot more charges coming up. I mean, he's probably going to be released on bail here shortly anyway. It's not a really crazy offense, besides the fact that it just makes our town look like trash. And I've read some comments out there that like it's just tagging, and unfortunately, yeah, it's tagging, but it really honestly it brings down the neighborhood, unless it's like an actual beautiful mural. I like murals. And they actually have murals behind in the alleyway right there on Whiskey Row that are beautiful, that actually are part of our community. And I think that those are cool. So maybe we could go ahead and get this kid to go ahead and start learning how to draw, so he can actually get paid to draw on buildings, rather than having to be, a little troublemaker, I guess. I don't know what to call it, man, but
Yeah, well, I mean, if you ran into this guy 5 years ago, he's no longer a kid, San Martin. So, I mean, that's at some point, we have to start adulting.
yeah, at some point in time, we have to really, and once again, guys, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to go ahead and point the finger, because, he without sin cast the first stone. So, I mean, we all mess up, guys, and unfortunately, this is his mess up. So this will probably give him an opportunity to go ahead and get right. And one of the problems that I had, this kid knew who I was. I guess his mom ended up sharing with him, and he commented like literally like 3 years ago, and he says, "Oh, you're the one that ratted me out." I said, "Technically, I didn't rat you out. I gave you an opportunity to go ahead and fix your ways, my friend. But here you are, man." So, anyways, he ended up getting hit, put on blast, and everybody now knows what he did and how he did it, and everybody's starting to comment as well, saying, "Hey, that's the same tagging over here by my place. Hey, is that the same tagging right here next door to my building? Hey." So, needless to say, I think the charges are going to keep on coming.
Yep.
Poor
Looks like Ron
soul.
said, have you tried the copper pit in Prescott Valley? I have not. I've never even heard of it. What about you, San Martin?
That actually sounds very familiar. I've heard about it. I just don't know exactly what it is. Tell us what it's about, Rhonda, and then I'll go ahead and check into it. See if we can go ahead and try the food out. I don't know what kind of food they have. I think I actually heard about it. I just can't remember.
Okay, well that's good. That's a good. I mean, that's the thing. We have so much food here. I mean, we had Chinese last weekend. They've got Canton Dragon. I think they've got a place in Prescott Valley and Prescott. We have just about everything.
We do. We have a lot of stuff. We have, I mean, so many stuff that we actually, can't catch up to. What exactly? What are we really eating?
Misty's saying Sally B's in Prescott Valley, and that's the thing, San Martin. Prescott Valley, I mean, credit to their council, and I know they're growing like crazy, and there's a lot of congestion there, but they're bringing in the food and the entertainment for sure.
And they're doing it. They're doing really well, and making some big changes. I don't know if you saw the rant, I guess you would call it, from the mayor, Cal Palguda, yesterday.
About the HOA, I did see that. Do you want to share that with everybody?
Yeah. This is kind of one of the things, guys. I guess I should go ahead and just say it. One of the things that I really love about Prescott, Arizona, and my hometown, the place that I love and I adore, is of course you have problems with people. Of course you've actually had those interactions where you're just like, ugh, that guy's a jerk. I will never support that person. Or I will, put yourself in those positions where it's just like, and then some cases you just go ahead and just say, and then you never say anything again about it. So ultimately what has happened over the past year is that we've had this concept of people wanting to go ahead and do this thing called ratting out businesses, and also ratting out people for their HOA, for things that they are posting or sharing or doing. And what I think they have dubbed it the counseling culture or canceling culture, something like that.
Yeah, they call it canceling culture. Yeah, where you get canceled. You say something wrong. Don't say anything wrong.
Exactly.
Stop talking.
And I'm okay with saying things wrong, because one of the things is that, you know what, we're all human, and
We all
sometimes we actually say things that we're not allowed to say, but at the same time, you know, we have room to go ahead and fix ourselves, because one of the things that I feel like we need is a little bit of community. Emphasize the unity in community,
right.
and that doesn't have a source of what part of the town you're in. So it's not about the West Coast. It's not about the East Coast. It's not about the North Side. It's not about the South Side. It's not about
back to what Kel said. All right, let's dig into it. I know we get
well,
you.
this is it leads up to it, Eric. I'm telling you.
I know.
And so basically, people are upset because a person was flying a flag that actually represent the police officers, are men in blue. So it's the flag with the red blue line on it, and so somebody complained about it, saying that this is a flag that shouldn't be flown because of certain reasons. And so, anyways, he put it out on blast by saying, you know, listen, we are a community. We are here to go ahead and be a part of our this is our community. We take care of each other. We walk out and we actually unify with ourselves. We don't put any color in between us. We don't put any gang life in between us. We don't put any kind of political charge on us, because we are all in this community together. So we want to live together. We want to be able to survive together. Our kids have to live here. You have to live here. Your business has to live here. So I don't think there's any room for this tattletaling and this point the finger at it, you know.
You got to tell everybody what he said, and then we can talk about it.
You know, you guys can go to Mayor Cal Palguta's Facebook page and read it all.
All right. So I'll say the gist. You know, the general idea was basically an HOA was coming down in Prescott Valley on one of their homeowners for flying a flag. And he feels very strongly that we shouldn't be regulating to that level. And I love his attitude with that. You know, not at the city council level, not at the HOA level. He believes that, you know, there are some things that we just are best left alone, I guess would be the way to sum it up. Am I there?
Yeah, basically. It's basically acknowledging that, guys, we just stop. Prescott has always been a good place to go ahead and raise. I mean, you could go ahead and stay in your own lane. You could stay in your own section. You could go to your own locations and feel good about living. I mean, that's ultimately what we all want to do. We just want to live. We want to raise children. We want to go to work. I mean, well, nobody wants to really go to work, I guess. But anyways, you know, we want to be human.
You do, unless you're doing the wrong thing.
Exactly. If you're being that bad person, it's going to be bad for you. You know, we tend to want to go ahead and just work with people that work with people. I mean,
I'm going to stop you, because I've got to do a shout out to you, because I know you get people contacting you constantly through the Prescott Times to put other people on blast, and you just don't do it because it just adds flames to the fire. And so definitely a shout out to you for not adding flames and fuel to that fire. So awesome. Thank you.
I got a good PR team.
There you go. Yeah,
I got a good PR team, and basically what it comes down to is that I consult with my PR team. Eric is being one of them. And I said, guys, I got a problem with this, man. And then, you know, the ease up is that I get it out of my system, and then I obviously weigh it out. Should I say something? Should I not say something? But you know what? If I'm going to be a community advocate, I really would love to go ahead and just see us totally just wash everything away. You know, there's no, I had back in the days, you know, the gang life was something that was significantly weird. And I could talk about this because I was a part of it a little bit. And I realized that, you know, it only conforms to one type of person that's in your gang. And I realized that that's not the way that I want to be. So I wanted to be a person that wants to get along with everybody, unless like you said earlier, unless you're a bad person. I mean, but once again, you still can be reformed. So anyways, if you are here in Prescott,
note to leave it on? If you're here in Prescott, tell us how it is.
If you're here in Prescott, just live your life. I mean, you are born to die, and what you do in between that is how you will be able to survive this life. And so if you have problems with everybody, guess what, man? That's what your life is always going to consist of. You can never walk into a place and have your back facing that back door. That's the worst feeling ever, guys. So you don't want to live that life, don't want to be that life. So get your head out of the gang life. It's not a gang no more, guys. It's community. We are all a community here in Prescott Valley, Chino Valley, all the world, man. Just make it all the world, and I think we'll be all right. But you know, that's
all right. I'll take it. All right, it's that time already. Can you believe it?
We're so quick, Eric. Or maybe we're not quick, but we do have a lot of information that get put out there. So anyways, guys,
don't forget the YouTube challenge you've got going on. Quick.
Yes. Okay, so we are trying to grow the YouTube channel. I got $100 that I want to give. I was supposed to give it last Friday, but there was only 5. I ended up sending out a massive email blast. So if you guys want to get on our newsletter, go to theprescotttimes.com. A little box will pop up, and then you can go ahead and put your information in there. Then you guys can go ahead and be on that newsletter, because that newsletter is what really gets you guys the up-to-date info. And also, it could also possibly, bring you guys some information that will be hitting you before it hits the main line. So you guys want to be a part of that. The fear of missing out should be very, very deep right now.
I love it.
Okay, but besides that, go to theprescotttimes.com to see all these news releases that Eric was talking about. We put out a lot this morning. There's a lot of information, and if you guys really, really love what we do, go ahead and press a like, share, comment, and if you see us out and about, go ahead and feel free to give me a hug. I ain't afraid.
You're gonna be
And then you know what, guys? I actually want to see everybody smile out there. So if you guys are smiling, just go ahead and say, Martine, I'm smiling. And I'll be out and about a little bit today. So if you see me, give me a smile. I could definitely use that. But with that being said, peace, love, and happiness. Let it not be war. And remember, love always wins. I'll see you guys later. Bye.